Hey, it's me, the DBB, and I'm back with another podcast. And it's a little spaced out from the last one again, but today I'm actually dedicating this one to my little brother. The topic doesn't really have much to do with him, but he inspired me to do this tonight because I've had this feeling that I need to do one, and it's like getting into the busyness of life, like we always talk about, and then putting it off because it's a hobby and blah, blah, blah. And yesterday I was thinking, I really want to do another podcast soon. I miss it. I really want to do it. And I was like, but I'm not going to commit to it because I'm on this thing, which we're going to talk about today. I'm on this thing where I don't want to break any promises to myself. So if I say I'm doing it tomorrow, I don't want to over exert myself, not get to it, and then be upset that I broke a promise to myself. So I decided, hey, if I can make it happen, I'll make it happen. If not, whatever, kind of mindset. Because that's what this is always meant to be for me, is just something I can do when I can, and when I can't, no sweat. But then it was funny because I was at work today and a coworker was like, we were talking about mindset stuff. And he goes, don't you have a podcast? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, do you still do it? And I was like, I mean, I'll always do it, but I haven't done one in a while. And I was like, ironic that you asked because I thought I would do one today. And then, not even 5 minutes later, my little brother, who I have not talked to in a while, unfortunately, I love him. I love you, trust him so much. We haven't spoken in seen each other in a while. And I get a text out of nowhere 5 minutes after I was finished with this conversation with my coworker. And he goes, you need to do a podcast. And I was like, bet. I was like, I was already debating it. That's my sign. Someone must need to hear what we're talking about tonight. And I had two topics I was kind of between. I might even record both tonight. We'll see how much time I have because I'm going to a comedy show tonight, which should be fun. But the topic that I think I'm most passionate about right now that I felt like I wanted to share is about not breaking promises to yourself. And this is something that I actually heard. I'm a huge Mel Robbins fan. She's my favorite podcast for sure. And I heard her talk about it this week on a podcast. And I don't remember who the guest was, so excuse me, but I'll share it. So I'm happy to share her podcast anytime it helps me. I'm sure it would help you too. But she had a guest that was talking about breaking promises with yourself. And I'm not going to quote it, but I'm just going to relay it how I retained it because that's what this is all about, right? Like you hear something from somebody, it makes a difference for you, and then hopefully you can pass the baton and pay it forward and maybe make that difference for somebody else who might not have heard the podcast you heard or might not have had the conversation that changed something for you, right? So the whole podcast, it was like 2 hours long, but the one thing that I took and it just was like, oh, that was for me was about breaking promises to yourself. And so this can go into a lot of different subtopics and it can grow. So I'm going to try to keep myself on track. But as you know, if you've listened to me before, I don't have a script. I don't think about what I'm going to say before I get on here. I just point and shoot. And we get on and I'm a firm believer that whatever comes out of my mouth is what was meant to be heard by somebody. And maybe only one person listens to this podcast and it was meant for them. And maybe, it helps a lot of people, or maybe I just needed to do the podcast and it was for me. But either way, I know that I'm doing this for a reason. And so if I scroll off, I believe it's because somebody needed that scroll path, but I'm going to try to stay. So here we go. I have always been somebody who commits wholeheartedly. Like I'm like 0 or a million. Like it's how I dress, it's my mood, it's committing to things, committing to people. I'm either like not there or I'm there. Like you get all of me or you probably don't get much of me at all. And I've been that way for just about everything my whole life. Now, of course, there's gray areas to what I'm saying, but just to paint the picture. When I commit, I'm committed. And that especially rings true with people. When I have a very small, close circle, very, very small, and I keep it that way, I love everybody and I consider myself friends with just about everyone, including the rock out in my driveway. Like I can make friends with a door. But my close circle, I keep very small and tight. And those are the people that I would do anything for you. You have my undying loyalty. I am committed to you forever and ever, unless you do something to push me off the cliff to get rid of me, or, something happens detrimental and, things end. But I commit to my people. I love my people. When I decide I'm passionate about something, I commit to that passion wholeheartedly. Topics that I'm passionate about, even if I don't, verbalize them, I usually commit to that same thing, train of thought, whatever. But I have discovered a pattern with myself recently because I try to be really self-aware. And a pattern I have recognized, and maybe people listening can relate, is when it comes to me, my commitment is almost a zero. And I am the queen. And you can ask my close circle. I think they would all tell you it's their least favorite thing about me. And it's my least favorite thing about myself too. Like, I know it. I'm always aware of my problems, okay? Like, I know. But it's like I'm excited about something for me, or like to do something or have fun, and then I overthink and I take it back and I stop doing it. Or I'm committed to the gym and I'm there every day and I'm posting on my social media about it, like accountability. If the whole world is watching me, the whole world, all of my followers, it's just my whole world. If you guys are watching me, then it keeps me accountable, and I'm in and I'm weighing my food and I'm hyped. Then life happens and my kids start sports and summer's over, or I switch jobs, or my dad has a surgery, and this is life. And I know this is relatable, but anything, I stub my toe, I'm tired. And then suddenly it's like, remember like 2 weeks ago when you said you were going to wholeheartedly commit to the gym and you were going to go every day, no excuses. You were going to talk to your kids about how they need to see mommy taking care of herself and there's no excuses because the kids will understand. They're old enough to be home alone, la la. Maybe that was too far. Maybe we just take a little break because we've been doing a lot lately, and I will talk myself into anything and out of anything like that. And to me, it's just like, all right, that's me. Like, like sometimes you just make excuses for yourself. Like, yeah, I really did want to go to the gym wholeheartedly. And I really did want to cut out sugar wholeheartedly. And I really did want to listen to a podcast every morning wholeheartedly and take cold showers and do all these things. And then suddenly I didn't anymore. And so I stopped. And to me, it's just, okay, yeah, whatever. But this podcast I listened to, bringing it back, was about how every time, and again, I'm paraphrasing and I'm making it the case-spective of this podcast. None of this is exactly what she said. But the way I heard it is every time you do something like that, you are showing yourself that you can't be trusted and you can't rely. I'm getting goosebumps. You can't rely on yourself. You're breaking promises to yourself. And it just like makes it that much easier the next time. It just makes it that much easier. Sorry, I thought this wasn't recording. It makes it that much easier every time you feel like quitting to just do it, because it's what you always do. Your body's used to it. We weren't going to rely on her anyway. Like, think about this. I'm getting goosebumps. This is like, this really hit me this week. But it's like, think about one of the people you love more than anything in your life. Like, I'll think about my sister because it's her birthday today. And I love you, Camry, if you listen to this. It's her birthday today. I have a job to my sister, who is also my best friend. I will not let her down. I love her with my whole heart. If she needs me, I am there for her. I would do anything for that girl. She's my baby sister. So I think of her when I'm talking about this topic, because she is like my ride or die for life, or like my best friend Maddie, or my mom. Like, I think about these people that I am fully committed to, and they have my undying love and loyalty for life, right? And I think about if I told my little sister, hey, Cam, I'm going to meet you at the gym at 6:30 in the morning. I know this is super important to you. I know you have goals, and I know you need me there to make it happen. I'll be there at 6:30. You can count on me. And then I just snoozed my alarm and went back to sleep. And then, hey, sis, I know you need me to go grocery shopping with you and you need me to take you, to find everything, all the nutritional facts and weigh all your food out. And I'll help you because you're relying on me to take care of you and help you with that. I will meet you at the grocery store at 5 o'clock and we will meal prep together and we'll make sure you're set up for the week. And she genuinely needed me. Like she needs me. I'm the one who has to do that with her. And then I just don't show up because my kids are in a bad mood and I don't feel like it. Imagine if I told my sister, hey, it's your birthday today, and I'm going to meet you for dinner tonight because I love you and I want to make sure that you're aware of that. And then I just don't feel like making the drive to Waco and I don't go. I would never do that to my sister because I love her so much. And yet, goosebumps, I do it to myself every single day. And that's a crazy thought, right? Like, you should think of yourself as your own best friend. You are the only person that you will spend every single second of your life with. And you need to treat yourself the way you treat the people that you love more than anything in your life. You wouldn't let your sister down. You wouldn't let your mom down. You wouldn't break a promise to your best friend. But you so easily do it to yourself all the time. And it can come in the simplest things. Like it can be something it feels so minute. Like I don't know, let's just say I will not have any chocolate. I'm addicted to chocolate. I will not have any chocolate today. And then like 7:00 p.m. rolls around and the kids break out something sweet and it's chocolate. And I'm like, okay, one bite. What's the big deal? I just showed myself once again, I cannot be trusted. So who cares? Just eat the whole chocolate muffin at this point. And that's how your brain and your nervous system work. It's constantly looking for ways to prove that you can't be trusted. You can't trust yourself. And so this podcast this week, again, like you keep hearing me say, I'm getting goosebumps because it was for me. And I had just started this new gym, going to Hot Works, which I love. And I'm trying to cut out a lot of carbs and eat more protein because I told myself last week that I am determined. I've said this to myself so many times too. And that's why I get frustrated with myself. I have said this to myself so many times. I want to get like abs. I want to have muscles. I want to be toned and lean and fit. And I can't freaking commit for more than a few weeks or a month or two at a time. And when I do commit to part of it, I don't commit to all of it because I'm tired and I'm lazy and I don't feel like it and life happens and wah, 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 wah. And this podcast just clicked. And I hope, and I'm going to work on this for sure. Like I'm even putting it out there on this podcast. I'm going to do it this time. Something's different. This new perspective it feels different this time. And it's like, I want to make myself proud. I want to keep promises to myself. I want to show my nervous system that I can be trusted. Because I've noticed something with me, and it's with anything from food to working out to friends to men to anything. I don't trust myself. I think I'm clear on what I want, and then my overthinking kicks in, and suddenly I'm like, maybe that's not what I want. Maybe that's a different voice in my head. Maybe I need to change my mind. Maybe I shouldn't do that. How would they feel about that? And suddenly it's just, I really think it comes down to I don't trust my own decision making. I think it's a very deep thing. Like I think I've shown myself so many times over the course of my life that I am not to be trusted. If somebody did to me what I do to myself on a consistent basis, that's not a good friend. That's not somebody who loves me. If they're constantly standing me up and saying they'll be somewhere and they're not, saying they'll do something and they'll do it, or saying they'll never do something again and they constantly keep doing it, I'm treating myself the way people have treated me in the past that are no longer in my life. And I'm going to be a part of my own life forever. And I deserve to have the best friend that I'm capable of being for myself. And I deserve to be my own biggest hype man and my own biggest fan. And I'm really the only one who can do it. Like, I can have my sister be like, I believe in you, KK. I'll be like, thanks. I believe in myself. And then go have a cookie. But like, I saw this other thing on Instagram the other day that said, look in the mirror and you're looking at the problem, sure, but you're also looking at the solution. And that was another thing that really resonated with me. So this week, my entire perspective change has been really like every time I'm having a craving, like, okay, I want to go every time I'm having a craving, I want chocolate. Instead of thinking, KK, you're not having chocolate, bad girl. Like, don't do it. That's breaking your diet. I tell myself, hey, girl, remember that promise you made to yourself last week? You said you weren't going to do this. Don't break the promise to yourself. That's not fair to you. Show yourself that you can be trusted. And then I don't eat it. And even like this morning is a great example. My alarm did not go off. Oh my gosh, today has been, and I'm so proud of myself for sitting here because I said I was going to do it and I'm doing it. I normal me would have backed out because I would have been like, I'm tired. No one cares. Who cares? You said this is a hobby, blah. I made the commitment to do this. I told my little brother at noon I'm doing it. And even though 5:30 rolled on, I got home from work, I didn't feel like doing it. I'm here and I'm doing it. But this morning, last night before bed, I set my classes at Hotworks. I've been telling myself I'm going to get up every morning and get my workout out of the way while the kids are still asleep, which is something I've talked myself out of for years because what if they wake up and I'm not here and this, it's fine. They're all fine. It's right across the street. And so I'm like, I'm going to start going in the morning because then it's done and I don't have excuses the rest of the day. And so this morning my alarm didn't go off and I was supposed to be at Hotworks at 6:15 for a class and then do a next 2 classes. I was going to do 2. And I woke up at 7:22, which is about the time I was supposed to be finishing at Hotworks. I needed to shower. I was sweaty. I haven't washed my hair in 4 days. I knew I needed to shower after Hotworks, so I had it all planned. Well, I woke up at 7:22, got to get to work by 9, right? And I could have easily and normally would have been like, well, that sucks. Not going to make it. But this morning when I woke up, I said, you promised yourself you were going last night. And although you can't fit in 2 classes, you're still going to do 1 and show to your nervous system and show to yourself that you can be trusted and you're holding to what you said. If that means you're not wearing makeup to work today, you're going to make work without makeup today. Get up and go to the gym. I got up, I literally have been sleeping in my workout clothes so that I don't even have the excuse of like any of it. Like I roll out of bed in what I slept in and I go straight to Hotworks and I do my classes and I prove to myself that I can depend on me, which is such a beautiful thing. I'm all I really have at the end of the day. I am what I have. So, anywho, just thoughts from now on when you don't want to wake up in the morning to go to the gym, if this is what you're working on right now too. Instead of saying, ugh, it's fine, I'll go later, or ugh, whatever, I'll just start next week, or whatever your excuse usually is that keeps you from doing what you said you were going to do. Talk to yourself the way you would talk to your best friend, or treat yourself the way you would treat your best friend and say, I told her that I would be there and I'm going. You wouldn't do it to them, so don't do it to yourself. Don't let yourself down. Next time you want to go through the McDonald's drive-thru because you're running on fumes and you need food, but you're trying to stick to your keto or whatever you're doing, remind yourself, hey girl, you promised yourself you weren't going to do this today. Let's just show ourselves that we can be trusted. You wouldn't do it to your mom. Don't do it to yourself. And just start talking to yourself in that light and looking at it from that perspective and see if that changes anything for you. It definitely changed things for me this week. And I really, like I said, I feel like that was just meant for me. And then the whole feeling like I needed to do a podcast, someone at work that I didn't even know knew I had a podcast bringing it up. And then my little brother out of nowhere, no context, just, I think you need to do a podcast. Someone out there needed this. And if it was you, I'm so glad you're here. I'm so glad you're watching or listening. And I want updates. I want updates. But yeah, that's all I got for you guys today. Short and sweet to the point. Um, as always, thanks so much for tuning in, and I can't wait to see where this goes. Bye.